Hey guys, what's going on? Ken Raider here for Raider Sports. Filming a little bit off location, about 2 stories down, but that's because it's really late and I don't want to wake up the whole household. So, I'm doing it down here in my garage, which I'm kind of converting into a semi-studio type of thing anyway, because that was my original intention, was to start doing these from down here. And it's okay since I don't really have any visual aids to go along with this because it's so new that I haven't been able to shop yet. Because we're talking about an expansion league that is beginning after the Super Bowl in 2019. The Alliance of American Football. The AAF. Yes, the AAF. It was founded by Charlie Ebersol and Bill Polian, and it's going to consist of 8 teams playing a 10-week schedule. Each team will play the teams in their division twice, and they will have an interdivisional game against each of the other 4 teams outside of their division, which will consist of 10 games. In the first 4 team names on the Eastern Conference side, hence their slider, will be the Memphis Express, the Orlando Apollos, the Atlanta Legends, and the Birmingham Iron. Now, on top of this, now that the team names for the East have been announced, the team names for the West will be announced on the 25th, which, as the making of this video, is tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. I will have something. I will be announcing what the team names are for the AAL. So stay tuned. Speaking of the team names, according to Kosha Irby, who's the president of the Memphis Express, he said they chose the Express because the name stands for progression, passion, and fun. Traits I find in the everyday Memphian. How nice. Now on top of that, we have some star-studded coaches, ranging from defensive minds to offensive geniuses, and even one, that I've never knew of him coaching, but he was an offensive genius when he did it, when he was playing. First, for the Memphis Express, we got Mike Singletary, used to coached a short time over in San Francisco. Former Bears Super Bowl winner in the defense there. He'll probably bring some type of run first mentality, that old Ditka, Iron Mike type of deal. Run first, great defense, ball control. Then you're going to get to the Orlando Apollos, who their coach is the old ball coach, the head ball coach, Steve Spurrier. He's going to bring that fun and gun game that he always has. The Atlanta Legends, they got Brad Childress, and their offensive coordinator is Michael Vick. Yes, that Michael Vick. Dog treat Michael Vick. I kid, of course, But yes, that Michael Vick, former quarterback for the Eagles, former quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. He's probably going to bring in some type of RPO style offense for the Legends. The Birmingham Iron, they got Tim Lewis. He was I had to look this guy up a little bit because I had forgotten. I knew he played for the Packers, but I didn't know if any real coaching background. And I knew he was a cornerback. I didn't know he was drafted so high. He was actually drafted 11th. Career-ending injury, sadly. Had a neck injury and had to end his professional football career. And on the West, their team names, they're going to be presented, as I said, tomorrow. So again, stay tuned to see those. Their coaches are Rick Neuheisel, is at Arizona. Salt Lake City, they got Dennis Erickson, winningest head coach of all time in percentages anyway. At Miami, won a national title, took Oregon State to the Fiesta Bowl, beat Notre Dame, BC. He took Oregon State to the BCS. Okay, so this guy knows his shit. San Antonio, they got Mike Riley, another former Oregon State head coach, did 2 terms of duty with them. Had a not so great run with Nebraska, and kind of started to decline there, but Mike Riley's still a capable coach. And San Diego probably has my second favorite next to Steve Spurrier on this list, because I have so many great memories of those old Rams teams from, the early 2000s, from 99 to 2001, that greatest show on turf, Kurt Warner and Isaac Bruce and Marshall Faulk playing the Titans, scoring, 500 points in that season. Just an absolute great offensive mind. The offensive coordinator for the Rams, the former offensive coordinator for the Lions. And then he as head coach, took the Rams to the playoffs, back to the Super Bowl, in which sadly they lost, ushering the Tom Brady era. The memories. A bitter pill to swallow, but anyway, we'll move on. So we got a star-studded list of coaches. We also got some players back, at least for the Iron, that I know. Chris Davis, the infamous kick six in the Auburn-Alabama game a few years ago. We also got Trent Richardson, former Alabama running back, third in the Heisman voting. Went to the Cleveland Browns in the first round. He's going to be playing for the Iron. They're going to be playing in Legion Stadium, and for all those Auburn and Alabama fans, that's going to be tickets right there just to watch those guys back in Bama, back playing football. Now, on the flip side of this, they're starting kind of a spring league. They're going to start in February, and they're going to run till, April? And so they're not going to immediately take on the NFL. But with the NFL viewership being down, according to a Rasmussen study and poll done, 33% of the people who have tuned down their NFL watching has done it out of the idea of the protests. The national anthem protests. I'm not going to get too political. I'm not going to go too far into it. That's another story for another time. That's another video altogether. That's another series of videos altogether that I'm not really going to dive into. But I can see that if this really takes off as a spring league, those 33% of people are looking for something. Those 33% of football fans who are not watching the NFL or have toned down their NFL viewing are looking for something else to watch. So now the NFL actually has something it hasn't. It could possibly have something that it hasn't had for years. Since really what was it? The USFL, with the Donald Trump run USFL almost an eon ago. And now they have competition between the Alliance of American Football, and the XFL starting back up in 2020. And it's about damn time. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Ken Rader, signing out.